is that if you signed up for Bold, when you close a transaction, we would reimburse you as a market center $200 per transaction for every closing, so that theoretically then you wouldn't have to pay for it, right? One of the cool things that this Bold coach did that I haven't seen other Bold coaches do before is he basically guaranteed that you'd have success in the program and said that he would refund your money if you weren't satisfied with the Bold experience too. So the fact that you can get reimbursed from the coach if you don't like it, the fact that you can get reimbursed if you do finish it from the office, then that's kind of like a no-brainer. This is one of the best trainings you can do, in addition to being really great for training. Let's face it, a lot of times we're really good at holding other people accountable and being really great coaches. We suck at holding ourselves accountable. And this will force you to kind of get outside your comfort zone and do the things you need to do to be successful. So I would make sure that I sign up for the full Bold experience because that's going to allow you to get really productive. And it's not really any financial risk to you because you can either drop out and say, hey, this wasn't for me and this wasn't a good program. And then the Bold coach will reimburse you or refund your money, or you finish, do a great job, and we basically reimburse you. Right? Any questions on that? So it says you can have reasons or results, you can't have both. What does that mean?
You make excuses?
Yeah, like, hey, you know what? I would have done this, but, right? Or, hey, I could have done this, but, right?
That's called the woulda, shoulda, coulda club.
Right. Yeah, don't butt yourself out, right? And so that's what you can have reasons or results. So when you sit there and you start to make yourself feel better by saying, oh, well, you know what? I would have done this, but as soon as you hear the word but come out of your mouth, you need to stop yourself and then say, hey, you know what? I can have reasons or I can have results, but I can't have both. And what do you guys want? I want results, right? All right, cool. All right, next slide. Tell us something good. Who's got something good to share that they're proud of that they accomplished, or grateful for somebody else? Let's get a couple shares here before we move on. Sure.
The two mentees, Sophia and Marola. Marola did an open house and she did an awesome job that another agent that used to be with us gave out to me, and I gave out to Marola. And Sophia, the new mentee's been doing amazing. She's got all her stuff hooked up and she's ready to go. And so I'm just really proud of their enthusiasm, their efforts, and their motivation.
Yeah, I can see it in my member today. So new agent, that's what it takes, is to really come in and just start doing activity, right? One more, at least one more. Yeah, we got two more. So
I was gonna say I'm appreciative of Brooke. I put in my first bond with this last.
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, Brooke's fantastic. Now,
Where did you get the client from?
Actually, a student that goes to my son's school, their parents.
Perfect.
In the conference, start to look, so.
Remember, you make more money at back to school night than you do at open house. Yeah.
now, when I first got into the business, I was a teacher doing this as a dual career thing, and like all my business came from students and my fellow teachers. So that was really good. Joel.
Yeah, so I have my first potential, it's my boss at my other job. I found a good place for him on the MLS, but I'm still waiting for the agent to get back to me. Do you guys have any suggestions or recommendations on how to get an agent to call me back?
Stalk them and hunt them down.
Yeah, I've already called them and left a message on MLS, then texted them, called them, followed up again today. But, yeah.
Who the agent?
Her name's Shirley, something or other.
Which brokerage?
Office, let me find out real quick.
So find someone who knows this person, possibly could be a team leader, could be out, myself, other agents, and then you can hunt them down for an answer. And if you don't hear within 24 hours, call the office, ask for the broker information.
Okay,
And just said that you were very concerned because you didn't hear from, what's her name?
sure.
And you were worried about her and blah, blah, blah.
That's good when I like that. Okay, cool. The broker's number's on.
Which company? Do you find out?
It's in Alhambra, I'm not sure about that.
So that's not far, yeah, so just try that, most of them.
I have that issue sometimes, and when I do on the MLS, I'll click on the names, and it shows their DR, all their info, and it'll have like a cell number. That sometimes they'll put on the MLS,
Right,
or I'll go on Facebook and Instagram.
okay.
Second, Manny, I mean, great suggestion, and we, as a legacy agent, we get a lot of stuff from different people saying, hey, do you know this agent? Yeah, try that for a kid, where you call it office.
Cool. All right, now,
I just want to add the one thing that I learned in Bold, which will make you all a lot of money. There's one activity. And I've never done it before in my life. But when the instructor said you now have, I forget how many seconds, a minute and a half to text as many clients as you have in your phone. I couldn't believe the results of standing there when the clock was ticking. I don't know how many minutes did it give us? 2 minutes, whatever it was. See how many people you could text in that much time. And the results of texting a dozen people, you get like 40% or 50% of them answering it. And it was some kind of silly text like, hey, Bob and Mary, how you doing? Haven't talked in a long time. Call me when you get a chance. Period. That is going to be in my daily schedule from that moment on. Because I couldn't believe the amount of results you got by just texting someone. You didn't call them, you didn't leave a message, but the text was unbelievable. Try it. But for the people who didn't go to Bold, we have, I don't know, John, if you have an extra, it gives you all the scripts.
Yeah.
I mean, I have them, but I've written all over.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
You have anything on the board or what, that doesn't matter. That was the best, that's my 11th bowl that I'm doing. And that was the best first step that I attended, because Steven, the coach, he's brilliant. He has a whole different way of teaching that material, and he makes it very natural, less scripty. If it was your second time or what have you, bowl, it's very scripty, but I mean, we need that training camp, late athlete, you have to show up and do the basic stuff. He's doing a whole different delivery. And this activity I was mentioning is something brand new that he did. And
yeah, I took a screenshot of that slide, so I can get that.
yeah, so we're gonna have a call today about bowl, but we saw we have 40 people that fully registered and enrolled in the program. Still an extended invitation to those who were still not sure, or those that couldn't make it the first step, to come and show up at the second step. They never do that, the coaches. So we'll talk more about that, but I encourage you to invest in this, because this is definitely going to be a different bowl than before.
Yeah, well, it's really updated, kind of like Al said, is that we are constantly, they're always messing with it in terms of making sure that it's market of the moment type stuff. And so right now, the way that a lot of people are communicating is via text message, not as much on the calls and not as much on emails anymore. So they're addressing those things and giving best practices on how to do that within that, right? All right, Daniel, let's keep moving on. So we got a couple new listings. I don't think Janet is here. She's got one in RPV. Looks like a really great place. Christina has one in Carson. So if you have clients looking in either one of those areas or those price points, make sure you reach out to Janet or Christina. Vince Young just got a new listing in Harbor City for $539. Looks a pretty good price. And then Elizabeth has one in Long Beach for rent. So if you have somebody looking in Long Beach for a good rental, make sure you reach out to Elizabeth. Robert has one on via Anacapa for $6,500 a month. Or actually, these are closing. Sorry about that. So just closed one. Amy, congrats on closing your property here in Rolling Hills. Tuba had one in Rolling Hills Estates, nice little place. And then Lauren had one in Torrance as well too. So some good closings there. Congrats to Brian. This is actually Brian's second deal, because I know Brian had the land deal that just closed. And then looks like it just closed the lease there. So another new agent getting some deals, yeah, Brian, I know you're on the Zoom there, so congrats, babe. And then Jewel and Bree, closed one in Compton, for 690. And so that covers the closings and the new listings. What are some needs and wants? Anybody working with a particular buyer or a seller that needs, to find a property or anything like that? All right, one of the things I want to bring up, one of the things I want to bring up too that we have, if you missed the tech session that I did last Friday via Zoom, I'm going to do a replay just for our market center here. But we have a really cool new feature in Command that I think will help some of you guys out. Is that in Command you have the ability to input basically an off-market listing inside a command that's only searchable by our internal agents. So if you got a property that's off market, if you got a pocket listing, if you got something that your client doesn't want to go on to the MLS, you have the ability now to put that inside a command, and then as agents, we can go in there and search every day to see what's not on the MLS but is available within our market center. So this allows us to really share some listings prior to them getting on the market, which I think would be really, really valuable. Right? So I'll get a training session on the calendar so that you guys learn how to do that. Really simple. And then, like I said, it's not to be shared necessarily with the public. Again, these are off-market things. We don't want to violate any MLS terms, but we do have the ability, the MLS does give us the ability to share listings amongst our own brokerage that aren't on the market. Right, so a really, really cool tool. All right, let's keep going here. Open house opportunities again. Make sure that if you have a property that you have available to be held open, you let Daniel know so that he can get it onto our spreadsheet and then get that out to all the agents. And then if you are looking for one, let Daniel know as well too. That way, if something pops up and one of our agents says, "Hey, I need somebody to hold the house open for me," then Daniel knows who to contact as well too. Okay. I want to go over some upcoming classes and events, and we've got a few special things at the end of the meeting here today too. So we do have a game night coming up. This is really special. It's not just for fun, although we're going to have some fun. We are basically doing a fundraiser for Maureen. As you know, Maureen had surgery, and while she's not able to work, there's a little bit of financial hardship there for her. So we're doing our part to help Maureen out, and then we're also submitting an application into KW Cares to help her during this time where she's not able to work. So if you want to scan the QR code, we're going to do this on June 27th, which will be a Thursday. We're going to skip Ignite for that week. I know we normally have Ignite during that time, but all the proceeds are going to go to KW Cares to help support Maureen out. All right, the Ignite sessions, James is going to be out. So the June 25th and the 27th are basically postponed. So next week we will skip Ignite. So if you've been coming to the Ignite sessions, we will not have Ignite next week because again, James will be out on the 25th, and then the 27th we're doing the game. And then also with the game night, I didn't mention is if you don't want to come in, if you don't want to play games, if you don't want to have fun, right, you can still submit or donate to help Maureen out as well too. All right, we talked a little bit about bold. Again, what's cool is and I want to bring this up because I think it's really important, is we had our first free step on the 13th. We're going to do step number 2 on the 27th. Again, as Minnie mentioned, we don't ever let people typically do a free first and second step, but our coach is allowing you, if you didn't make it to that first one and you want to check it out, you can come to that second one, and he's not going to charge you for that one to get you kind of engaged with that as well too. So again, great opportunity. Stephen's an amazing and bold instructor. As Minnie said, that was probably one of the best first steps I've seen as well too. And the content is really relevant for what's going on right now. So I can't encourage you guys enough to take advantage of that as well. Anything else with the bold that we might have missed, maybe?
Cody's gonna either lead step 4 or 5, we're not sure yet. And the reason Cody didn't show up is because he just accepted, week prior, which was last week, he got a call from Gary Keller and asked him, hey, would you be interested to lead, MAPS Coaching, which is a coaching company, training company for the Williams. And Cody was smart enough to not to say no. I said, sure, absolutely. Then he called us and asked our permission, hey, can you guys work with me and allow me to send another instructor that will lead this session because I'm taking this gig? And we said, absolutely, let's support you. So we kind of got the best of both worlds, which Steven is leading the majority, and Cody's going to be like one session. Yes.
Yeah, pretty big deal. Cody basically is taking over VP of Maps, so that's a big responsibility that he just didn't really have the bandwidth to be able to do our session as well too. But it's gonna be great that he's gonna come in, because Cody's amazing.
I'm gonna get both shirt
At the end.
Yeah.
when you graduate.
Yes.
You gotta graduate to get the swag, man. All right. Okay, cool. Daniel, we have a softball tournament coming up on June 28th. If you're not on the team, you can still come out there and support and cheer and do all that good stuff. My knee's still on the mend, so I'm not playing, but I'll be out there cheering as far as that goes too. And we're gonna be kings of the hill this time around, right?
Yeah.
Al, are you playing?
Great watcher.
Great watcher.
In my mind, I would.
Okay, there you go. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, don't forget, I don't know if the office is doing it, but Andy's, termite will be barbecuing that day, so, it's $10 for a wristband, you can call PVPAR or email them, or if the office is organizing it, I'm not sure, but just so you know, because it's a long day, and, all of us want to eat good food, I know if you've been there in the past, you want to eat, you know, about that, so.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a really long day for us.
Yeah,
Because
so-
we're gonna win, right?
Definitely, yes, we are.
So that's kind of like where the time comes in, where it's not, we're gonna be here from 9 AM until we win it, right? All right, and make sure to wear a red shirt if you're gonna support as well too. There is a happy hour, that is kind of going along with the King of the Hill tournament as well. That is gonna be actually this Thursday. And so, they are doing it at Salsa Verdes. If you are a member of PVPR, it's $10. If you're not a member, but you still want to go, it's $25. It's going to be from 4 to 6. And so again, you don't have to be a member of PVPR. So if you belong to the South Bay board, you still have the ability to go to this. So it's going to kind of like be a pre-game happy hour, at least a week ahead of time, which will be a whole lot of fun. Okay. Any other things that I might have missed on that?
No, it's just that there will be a balcony, a little presentation on balcony inspections, so that's a new thing that's coming out for all of you that are gonna be selling. Yeah, so it's kind of cool, like, I believe it might even be $10 for South Bay board members, I think that 25 is just. I don't know, double check, because I thought we were offering $10 to South Bay board too, but yeah, there's a balcony inspection talk, which is gonna be a new, like, law that we're gonna implement, so I think that's another avenue to go. And just networking, it's only 2 hours, and the ticket will include, I believe, like 1 or 2 drinks and then food. So, John Peterson from US Bank is sponsoring the entire event.
That's a bargain, even if you had to pay
Yeah.
$20 for that. Two
Yeah.
drinks is $20 already.
Thing.
Not to mention food, right?
It's in the Malibu Cove area, the Salsa Verde is right there, if you don't know where it
Cool.
is.
All right, Daniel, let's go to the next slide. Again, make sure that you tune in to 6 personal perspectives. James and I have covered the first 4 personal perspectives. And we're going to skip this week because James has a meeting he has to be at. But we'll be back on the following week to finish up the 16th. Right? All right, Daniel. Power hour, the Monday sessions we've been doing have been really, really good. So if you haven't made those, the first one we talked a little bit about how to assess the value of your database. We did a really great presentation last Monday on how to find listings and conversations with sellers. And then yesterday we covered, how to work with buyers, how to navigate, kind of the conversations that we need to be having now with buyers as well too. And then there's something I'm gonna send out. I was gonna get it ready for today, but I didn't get a chance to get it done. But in the value squared class, if you haven't taken value squared, there's 2 slides that I'll send out to the office today. The 2 slides basically are 13 reasons a seller wants a buyer to be represented by a professional buyer's agent. And I think that as you guys are going on your listing appointments and you're having conversations with sellers that are like, hey, I don't want to pay a buyer's agent or a commission, or I heard I don't have to pay a buyer's agent commission anymore. These are really great talking points that you can have on why that's not true, why they do want somebody to want their buyers to be represented by a professional buyer's agent, right? So those will be really good combos you can have with your sellers, and those could also be really good combos that you have with your buyers as well. Yeah.
And that session is this upcoming Monday?
Yeah, every Monday, right? And we're gonna basically every Monday, we just kind of cover concepts from the millionaire real estate agent, which is why you guys all should be at Keller Williams, right? It's because we have the models and systems here from the MREA that allow you to build a business as big as you want. And if you don't know those models and systems and tools that are available to you, it's like, what are you paying for, right? And so with that, again, that leads to the surprise I have at the end here too as well. So I won't to say any more until the end of the session. So that power hour will be next Monday from 12 to 1. Tech-enabled agent, we won't have any for the remainder of the month because we have the King of the Hill softball tournament next Friday. This Friday I have another engagement that we won't be doing, but we've already covered our 2 sessions for the month for this. But we'll be back on for first Friday of July for that. Okay. Dustin's Caravan Tour, make sure you RSVP with Daniel, a lot of fun. Anybody that's gone in Dustin's bus, it is a really, really good time. And so if you want to be part of that for the next session, make sure you RSVP with Daniel so that you can get in on that as well too. All right, title tip with Grant.
Hello. Hello. Morning. Alrighty, so last week we had a fair deal of technical difficulties unfortunately, so I was able to show you everything that I was talking about. So I wanted to do just a bit of a follow-up today, and then we do have something cool title related with my mom here as well. So a bit of tech related information and then some title related information. So last week, what I was hoping to show people, especially now John's talking about some value proposition with your buyers, was a buyer package that I wanted to show that you all have the ability to create fairly easily using some Fidelity National Title products that you all have access to. Their free apps. And what I thought this could be really helpful for would be situations that you're working with the buyer and you're about to be writing an offer on a home. So something that you can have really easy with your buyers, give them all the information that they might need. And it includes 4 pieces of information. The first is a home estimate. So here's a sample of what that would look like. The nice thing is it's going to break down every part of that monthly payment for them. So you can see how much of that monthly payment is going towards principal, how much is going towards interest, how much is going towards taxes. Also to bring the close amounts, so you see everything that's included in that down payment. All you really have to do for this is enter in a purchase price, a down payment percentage, and all of this is just generated for you. So that's using our Fidelity Agent One app. This monthly payment also comes with all of the fees associated with that transaction too. So it's full transparency going into it, they know everything that's included. The nice part too is all of these fees, for example, the title fee are plugged in automatically. So it's all the Fidelity National Titles fees included in there. And then also too, you see all the escrow fees. So from here, this can actually be your in-house escrow. So prominence fees are included in that calculator too. So you don't even have to think about it. If it's on the weekend, you don't have to try to reach out to escrow. You can generate these for yourself in a couple of seconds. It's super easy. On top of that, we thought it'd be helpful for these buyer packages to include somewhat of an estimate of how an offer price change would impact that monthly payment. So the initial example I gave last week would be a situation maybe you're going with your buyer and you know for sure it's going to be a multiple offer situation. So you want to prepare them ahead of time, let them know, hey, we might encounter multiple offers here. Your offer might have to come up from that initial price. Well, you can show them how that actually impacts that monthly payment. So if your buyer's about to go in and put an offer on their dream home and they have this top range in mind of, in this case, maybe 980,000. They can look at that visually and, 950,000 and 980,000 visually looks like a big difference, but when you break it down, you see it's a difference of $226 a month for what could be their dream home. It's It's really easy for you at least, you can just give them the information, let them make the decision on their own. And then lastly, comes with comparable sales. So they have a sense of what are things selling for that are comparable to this property I'm about to put an offer on. That once again helps them have a sense of where their offer should be. And then lastly, it comes with an estimated property tax profile report. So this is really nice where it's going to show someone what their future property tax amount would be. So what is their assessed value? And then based off of the assessed value, what are they going to be looking at annually in terms of their property tax payments? So all they really need to look at is right here. They're going to see what their new assessed value is, how much annually they're going to be paying in property taxes. But then this is a really key part of this estimated supplemental tax. That's something that I'd have to imagine a lot of first time buyers have no idea what that is, but it's a major expense. That first year that you buy a property, the county assessor needs to do somewhat of a reassessment. If you bought a new property, so the new assessed value is going to be based off of that purchase price, but they're really behind, so it takes some time, maybe like 6 months to a year sometimes of reassessing that property and getting that property tax payment up. So you can show somebody, hey, you might be paying the previous owner's property tax payment for the first 6 months, so you're going to have an eventual bill from that assessor's office. And in this case, you can show them what that amount would be. So you kind of have them, yep, go ahead. Question? Oh, no worries. You can show them, have a sense of, hey, be prepared in the next 6 months to a year, you're gonna have a supplemental bill. And it might be somewhere like this, 11,000 or so. Yeah, quick question?
Yeah, and that's supplemental, because I always say everything's prorated from the day you close escrow, but right now you just said that you might have to pay the salaries. Did they get credit? Cause I really don't know how that.
I think most of the time they'll be doing a credit. So I think they'll
Okay,
be
they
like
get a
prorated
credit and
tax
then they're
credit.
gonna get the bill.
Exactly.
Okay, so it is prorated from the day you close it.
I don't know about every escrow, but I know a lot of the ones that we've seen. are prorated.
Prorated, right, but the assessor's so far behind a year to, year and a half. So what they're gonna do is then they're going and, they're gonna go back and they're gonna grab the current value, right? And now they're gonna update the rolls and now they're gonna issue it based on, say, $1.7 million. Let's just say that's a sales price. But now we have a year and a half of where that, if it's sold for, the previously was being assessed at 600,000. So they're gonna grab that, like Mr. Buyer, now you bought a home for $1.7 million, but you've only been paying taxes on a home of 500,000. It's wrong on so many levels.
Right. because-
So many levels,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it is what it is. But what is really bad is if, I was just telling Paige earlier, like our agent just reached out to me and people, first time home buyers and, the first thing they do, they bought their house, then boom, they went in, they had $18,000 left, right? So, I'm gonna redo my kitchen, right? So now they're redoing their kitchen. And then all of a sudden they get this supplemental tax bill and they call their agent and after agent did a fantastic job saying, why didn't you tell me, right? I would not have been redoing my kitchen. I don't have this money. So it's really important. It's not a great conversation, but for you to have that conversation so you have a long time relationship with that buyer because they're going to eventually be sellers.
Right, yep.
There's a link. So, but
Mhm.
is it accurate? 'Cause I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
very
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Okay.
Very accurate.
Yeah, you can get
Well,
one.
what's the timing when, is it 1 year later you get that bill?
Some of them, well, let's say if it's some of them are, it's taking the assessor right now anywhere from 12 months to 18 months to update the rolls.
Wow.
Yes, and it's not gonna get any better. It's taking them 2 years to 2.5 years right now to start processing the Prop 19 forms. So, it's good to know.
Real quick question on the supplemental again. So if you buy a house from old little lady that maybe bought it for 300,000, now you're paying 1.3 for it, you're probably gonna get a big one. But if you bought it from, Mr. Young couple that bought it for 800,000, now you're buying for 1.2, it should be.
Right, right.
Okay.
But again, like, we have something as well as the LA County Assessor has something, you put in both addresses, close dates, and it'll generate that.
That's a smart thing to do.
Yep.
You don't want that. Don't call.
Right.
Right. It's kind of. And that will all be generated for you. That's the nice thing about these reports. You just put in a purchase price on this, so it's gonna give you the whole report. It's very easy to do. And then so these guides that you all have, you have the sample package, you can see everything included in there. And this flyer is gonna give you basically a video, so it shows you how to create that. It's gonna show you the 2 apps that you'll need for it. It's Fidelity Agent One and Fidelity Passport, both of which are free. There's setup guides here, so all you have to do is scan the QR code, just follow that walkthrough guide. But if you have any issues with getting those accounts created, just always text me and we can just get those accounts created for you. But once you kind of get the swing of how these things work, it takes a couple of minutes to generate these reports, put them together, and It's really helpful for your buyers. So Fidelity Agent One, it's a great app, has a ton of calculators. If you're working with sellers, for example, buyers, gonna do a ton of things for you. All of these are free calculators that you can use, and I think will be a huge help in your business. And then Fidelity Passport is also free, so that's gonna help you generate property profiles. Let's say you ever need like a recorded grant deed, you can pull documents from here, but you can also generate lists of data. And now we have a little title text, so Senate Bill 326.
Right, so really quickly, me and Michelle, she's the much younger version of me today because everything she's saying is what I'm talking about, but. Senate Bill 326, this arose from the Berkeley balcony that collapsed, and I believe 6 students passed away in that. And so August 30th, 2019, Newsom did sign into effect Senate Bill 326, right? So, but the really interesting thing, and we really need to be proactive, is the requirements are anything that's 6 feet or above, right? Multifamily, right? And with that being said, the new requirements are that those buildings have to be inspected by Jan 1, 2025, right? So that's only 6 months out. And the inspection has to be complete, or the city will go out and red tag these properties, right? So it's a really kind of a harsh thing that's gonna be happening, but the time is coming now. Anything 6 feet, the first inspection of all exteriors must be done by January 1, 2025 by a licensed architect or an engineer. Emergency repairs must be completed immediately, non-emergency repairs within 120 days. Ironically, my son has a little condo in Long Beach, and his was listed as an emergency repair, and you know, he just had to pay, I think, $4,000 to fix his balcony. With that being said, what I'm trying to impress upon you, we always bring information, but with that, our duty is to bring calls of action, how you can capitalize on this. There's many HOAs that are not even aware of this. His HOA was a 12-unit building, and they have already got their inspection done. If I sold condos, or if I wanted a farm from Fidelity, I would find the, you know, highest turnover rate complexes, and then I would reach out to the HOA and say, hey, are you aware of Senate Bill 326 that goes into effect January 1, 2025? If the HOA, because keep in mind, some of these HOAs, like, they're not super strong. We're talking about a 4-unit building, some, you know, multifamily 2-unit building, they don't even, or 2 structures, they don't even have a working HOA. So they're really not aware of this, even though it was signed in 2019, they're not aware. So if I was a realtor, I'm not, but I would say, would you mind if I came in as your trusted real estate professional and called a little meeting of all your units, and I'm more than happy to explain to them 326. That would be powerful, right? If you were bringing in this information to them, and then you would elevate your stuff with yourself with the HOA as well. So sometimes they have referrals. If there's a strong HOA, who do you like to use, right? So I would use this as a positive, but it's super important because if the inspection's not done by January 1, 2025, you're not going to be able to close on this transaction until the inspection. The company that Grant used, meaning to prepare the work, was 3 to 4 months out. And the closer we get, it's just gonna be, we all know how it works. Every, you know, December, everyone's gonna be doing this, right? Because it's gonna be panicked. And, you know, the city has already said that they're gonna put red tags or notices of standard on that, which, you know, again, would hurt the value of the property. So always know these dates are coming up. I have some brochures in the back. And also it is, I did print this too with your car forms, right? So you have a really easy, you know, reference on this. And then lastly, real quick, we've been asked to, at the community library next Monday. We all know about the density initiative that's going on in Palos Verdes right now. There's 2 people that have created One Hill Initiative, bringing together the hill to try to learn about how this housing density that the city is trying to mandate. I mean, you know, they're really trying to build some huge units in the city of Palos Verdes. And so I welcome you to come. It's at the PV library next Monday. It's only 100 seats. I think we put it out. We already have 48 RSVPs because these 2 people really know their stuff, the guest speakers, and we're doing this with US Bank. It's free to you, and we'll be serving light refreshments, but please come and grow your knowledge base. So, you know, when your agents say, hey, I heard they're gonna try to build some units on Via Campesina or PV Drive, you know, East, can you tell me about that? you'll know if you come to the PD library. So I really, really welcome you, but you must RSVP. How do we RSVP? It's, I have the brochures right back here.
Oh.
Yeah, I sure do. So it's gonna, like I said, please know about this because it's a really hot button. And when your clients call and say, my gosh, I heard that, they're gonna try to start building, 80 units in this segment. At least you'll know, and then you can advise them what to do. All right, and we really appreciate you guys very much.
When I go back to the deck, that's only, the decks will only be inspected if they're in escrow?
Nope.
Or they're just gonna say,
Yeah,
they know that there's a second story deck behind that house. Even if you're not selling.
Even if you're not selling,
Yeah.
every inspections have to be done by January 1, 2025, where the city can literally say, we're red tagging this 4-unit building because they've not done their inspection.
So this is an excuse for us to call our clients who have a 2-story house and a deck.
They're only multi-family.
Only
Oh,
three units in that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 3 units and up.
Yes.
So it's not a single family.
No, only, yeah.
Because I had that happen to me. The deck collapsed, second floor. They had a grand opening party. And after we closed escrow, 20 people went down. And it was like lawsuit city.
Right, and this is the state of California, right?
They
So,
danced too much, they collapsed.
yeah, so super important, and like I said, but if you are in escrow, 3 units or more, even apartment buildings. If client owns an apartment building, they have to do that. But if you are trying to sell it, you will not be able to close, right, unless the inspection's in place, and if it's dire need, it could take 120 days or more to get that work done, right? So you're not gonna be able to close, it's almost like the retrofit.
Yeah.
But super important to know, but also super important to figure out how to turn this positive and the agenda there, okay?
Right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will as always. All right, Daniel, let's go to the next slide. Page is on other assignments, so we're gonna skip over Page for today. And then Alicia, I want to also say Promenade sponsored the breakfast this morning, so make sure we give her a.
Yeah, we had to jump in and bring you guys some food this morning, so just wanted to let you guys know we're planning a beach day. So that's gonna be on July 12th, if you can all mark your calendars, it is a Friday. We're gonna bring that back, it's something that Keller Williams, Palos Verdes has done in the past, every summer, a beach get together. So we'll be sending out the flyer and, it'll be kind of potluck style, we're gonna have some refreshments there already for you guys throughout the afternoon, have some games, just get to know some people that maybe you haven't met before or hung out before, so that's gonna be a lot of fun, and if you put that on your calendar today, I expect to see you all there. So July 12th in the afternoon.
Which beach?
We're gonna go to Torrance Beach, so it's really easy access, there's parking right there, it's really easy to go to and from. And if anybody needs help at all or transportation, you can just let us know and we can carpool over together.
All right, bring your boogie boards,
Yeah.
right? All right.
Yes, all right, you guys have a great day.
All right. You guys all excited about beach day?
July 12th, right?
All right. Come on. All right, a couple things, so Daniel, let's go to the next, I got 3 things for you before we head out today. I just want to remind you guys, we are doing a career night next week. So if you do have friends, family members, people that that are interested in getting into real estate, next Wednesday night from 6 to 8, we're probably finished before 8. I'm just saying it's 8 o'clock. But we're going to go over kind of what it looks like to become a real estate agent, what the process to get licenses, how you get started, all of that good stuff. So if you do have some friends, family members, or people that are thinking about getting into the business, make sure you pass that information. There are some flyers in the back if you want to give a flyer out to somebody. And then you can also connect with Daniel if you need if the flyers are gone, or if you want to get a digital copy to email to somebody. But we will be doing that next Wednesday. Okay. Second thing, I meant to bring this up last week because this just got instituted last Tuesday, and I got it into the slide deck a little bit late and forgot I put it actually in there. So I wanted to bring this up again today. Is with the NAR stuff, you know, and with the compensation issues, one of the big things that people have been concerned about, you know, going into this is, okay, what's this look like for a VA buyer, right? Because, you know, the VA, a person using a VA loan can't use funds like that to be able to compensate an agent. And to address that issue, the VA last Tuesday it's not permanent, but they put a temporary fix in there, so that they can pay the buyer the broker in a VA loan, at least as it stands right now. Okay, and I would imagine they're going to create some sort of permanent thing on that as well too, because at the end of the day, if we go into this kind of new realm where buyers are responsible for paying the buyer's agents commissions, then that's going to essentially eliminate all the VA people out there. So the VA, at least right now, put a temporary fix in so that those fees can be covered. Okay. All right. So I told you guys that you're here because, or you should be at KWPV because you want to learn the models and systems of the MREA. So this is going to be a little bit of fun, no judgment, but Daniel, if you can go to the next slide, we're going to do an MREA quiz. So what I need you guys to do, I need you to get your phones out because you guys are going to do this quiz on your phones, right? Now we got some prizes too to see, you know, if you finish slow, don't worry, it's all anonymous. You don't need to necessarily know who you are, right? But Daniel, click the link there. This will take us to the website. And so let's go and click host, if you will. So just scroll down and do like classic or something like that. I don't even know what all of that different stuff is. But just hit classic and then hit post. Okay, so here's the instructions for you. Go to hit host now. And then, so you need to, on your phones, go to play.blooket, BLOOKET.com. And then when you get onto that website, it's going to ask you for a code. The code's 147-8005. And then on your phone, you'll be able to answer the quiz questions. All right, we got some people that are brave putting their real names in there, right? All the people at home can do this too. So if you're on in Zoom land, you can do this quiz too. Okay, let's give everybody one more minute for the people that want to play. Looks like we got 11 so far. We got more than 11 in here, right? Good. They're popping in now.
Right now.
Yeah, I already do like it.
D-Dub. I like that one. All right, 15 seconds to log in and we're going to start the quiz. All right, Daniel, I think that's everybody that's going to play. So hit the start button, and these are timed questions, so be ready. No, Daniel has to hit the start button. That's going to be one thing. So these are timed questions, so don't have forever.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1. What are the 4 stages of growth on the path to $1 million? I think it's leads, listings, leverage, and wow.
I'm confused.
It's multiple choice, so you got to pick one of those. One of those is right. You only got 20 seconds. It was think $1 million, earn $1 million, net $1 million, receive $1 million. Or Izzy's in first place. Izzy's one of our newest agents since you got out of this stuff.
Like how fast do
Yeah. Get ready. What are the 3 L's of the millionaire real estate agent? I think it's select listings and leads. Or a lethal, lexical, and lackadaisical is good on six.
Sounds right.
Hey, everybody got that one right. Good job. B-dub. All right, Izzy's still in first place, so. All right, question number 3. What are the 4 fundamental models of real estate success? Ah, 4 people got that one right. All right. Good job, Pie. Who's Pie?
Hi.
All right, on your mark. We got a few more questions. What are the 3 key areas of the economic model? All right. I knew I suckered some people on listings, leads, and leverage.
I wasn't paying attention.
Pie and Izzy are they're in a big comp here. All right. What are the 4 laws of lead generation? I think it's cold call, pound on doors, stalk people on the internet, and spend all your money on Zillow. That sound about right? Or hope and pray a lead comes in? Woo-hoo! If Pie is still in the lead. Okay, lead with blank, not blank. Revenue, not expenses. Right? You gotta lead with profit. So good job, Diz. Do we have a new leader here? Shell Dog is in first place now. Good job, Shell Dog. 4 more questions. What are the 3 key hires of a millionaire real estate agent? Hey, I want to get my chores done, so this long guy full service and made, right? Lead listing specialist, marketing and administrative assistant, and lead buyer specialist. I think Pie is back in the lead now again. Pie and Izzy, Shell Dog moved to 3rd. All right, 3 more questions. What does RTCK stand for? To the top. Recruit, train, consult, and keep. So I got to build my team by recruiting people, consulting them, training them, and then I got to keep them, right? Pi moves back into number 1. Last 2 questions. We've got the money around. What's the 80-20 rule? I know Joel's going to know this one because he came to the class. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. All right, last question. Or actually, we got two more. So B-Dub got that right the fastest. And Grant is in number 1. Why is number 2? Okay. What is the MREA energy plan all by blank AM? What do you got to do by blank AM? Somebody really said go back to sleep. All right, last question. I think Grant is staying in the lead. Grant is in the lead. Izzy is number 2. Grant's blowing it away now. All right, last question. Think blank, aim blank, act blank, and live blank. Think small, aim low, act how you want, and live quietly. Probably not what you want. Big. Aim high, act bold, and live hard. All right, drum. Who won? Hi, Izzy and Grant. All right, Grant. Who's what? That's you. Okay, so Grant. Here's the prizes. So you have a t-shirt that says PV or a hat that's the red Keller Williams hat. You want the hat? All right, my man. All right, Izzy. Get a shirt. If this does not fit, you can ask Daniel for a different size. And tie. In true tradition of Ricky Bobby, if you're not first or last, we have a consolation pin for you. If you don't like how you did, make sure you come to the sessions on Monday, because that's what we teach is the models and systems of the millionaire real estate agent. All right. So we're gonna do some more fun games like this on these days. So at least once a month we'll do something like that. Thank you guys. Yeah.